Hey guys, Camp Callender here back with the MSI concept. Just going to go over Project BA, Builderall, and doing a website build. Got a new client that I'm building for. So I'm going to build up his website here, going over the tools with Builderall. Got a ton of tools stacked in here. But as with any campaign, you want to start with your email campaigns first because then you can tie those into your website. So I'm going to build that really quick. That's going to make me do all this. All right. Just putting that information in just to get to the next screen. We're going to skip the domain. We'll add that in later, but we are going to make a new list. Easy, just a quick newsletter list just to capture the information. And then we would normally create a full campaign, but not going to do that right now. That'll be another video. But then with that, what we want to create is from the list is the list factors. So then you can do your email sequences through, this is Mailing Boss, which is a tool that you get with the Builderall package. So that would be what we'd actually be building on. But what I'm going to build is this here on my captures. So the information normally would just be name and email, but I'm going to add in the phone field as well. But I usually like to split it up. So you can do first name field. The other field that I'd like is to add in a field. That's not what I want. So this is the name field, and you have your email and your phone. So then you've got your first name. Sure, I put first name in here. So this will be your F name field. Then you've got your last name field. And we'll save that. So now when we go and build the list capture, it'll capture that information. but you want to build that before you start building your website. Just makes it easier to tie it in later. So here we've got a template, which there are a ton of templates. I will cover that quickly just to go over just a preview of the different templates. But you can go to themsiconcept.com/templates to check that out. So I'll post that up. And here you can see all of the templates. The premium templates are going to cost a lot extra. You can get the template package, which is an additional cost when you sign up for your plan. You can add on the templates, which will give you most templates, but we'll take off the premium ones because there are quite a few free ones as well. We are actually going to be building off one of the agency templates on here. So if you do like one of these templates, so this is the template that we are using right now, the Coach Site Express, that we're going to start our base build from. But as you can see, there are a ton of different templates and niches to choose from that can get your website off to a fast start, depending on which niche you're in, or which template you just like, because you can customize all of these. So if you just like the colors, the design of it, and you want to customize it to fit your business, you can pick any one of these. Well, it's a good way to get you off to a quick start. But we're going to go back into building here. And again, that's the msiconcept.com/templates. And let's go into the build here. I've added a couple of things already to the site. Just the logo here. We won't be putting and doxing any information today, so we won't put the information in. We're just going to be going over really image build and updating a couple of the base features to connect. So like newsletter here, going to take this out, and instead of it being the contact form, we're actually going to use that mailing boss feature. This will just give you a simple email form. It will just be an email contact, so it can forward to your email. But you might as well use mailing boss and all of the features. But this is if you were developing a site for somebody else that isn't on the full software, but you'd want to have them on the full software. Makes it a whole lot better. So let's go ahead and get an email campaign, and we'll go ahead and put that in here because that's going to be the main thing that we want. So we'll just grab this email marketing form here and select newsletter because that's the only template we have. You can also create a list here if you're creating a new list, which we'll do. We'll create another list as well, but then you have to go in and change all the parameter features as well, like what information you want to capture. So when we go and update this list, it should refresh to the form and put the, I don't know why it's not refreshing right now. Oh, I know why. It's missing that's a required form field. So let me go back and grab that. So we added phone number, but didn't add the field itself onto the form. So this is why you build that first, so you don't. I was trying to avoid having to go back and do this. So there. Now it's visible. It's updated. And now let's go refresh that. And it should update the phone field now. Refresh. And there we go. There's the phone field. So first name, last name, email, phone number. And that'll subscribe to the newsletter. Perfect. So I just have that there to let them know what they're joining. You can put your cadence. So if it's weekly or monthly, whatever your cadence is, you'll want to put that in there. I'm just putting periodic because we'll update that later with Bishop. So that'll put that in there. And then testimonials will update this later as well, with just remarks from the different books or what they're saying. This is what really we want to get into. We'll change these from plans. So this will be book, and then we can set pricing on whatever the pricing of the book will be. We'll just say 50. But you can see how it's easy to edit. Then we'd put in a description here for the book, a highlight passage, and then we'll be able to connect this to the merchant account. So we'd use this link here, and we connect it either to a web URL if it's a web URL, or we can connect it to the checkout. But we'll likely be adding Bishop's merchant account. So that way it'll connect via a link. It'll connect via a web link once he gets my merchant system. Then we'll make these even. And then we can add in whatever other product he wants next. Update that. And then you can see how easy it is to edit text. Take this panel out. So you won't have a numbers feed. That's just a good feature to show because these are dynamic numbers. So if we go to preview, you can set them to display so they'll count up. So you can shows an animation, but you can set what the numbers are, so it'll count between those. So it's a cool little feature I like to show people, and the different animations and things that you can add. But yeah, so like if we wanted to set this, we can set the counter. And so here's the end number. So we can set a start number, end number, and how many times it flashes. So we can set the counter. So it's a cool feature. I'm going to take that out. Because that's not really the focus of what we'll be doing. Quick little tagline. But then you can always use, we have an AI feature as well. So magic text, you can have AI help you write built in too. So can't think of something, you can choose what you want to have it help you write, give it a prompt, and magic text will come up with something for you. So depending on what you're looking to write. So this is part of the coaching, but this would be another benefit tagline. So here's kind of what we love to do. So you put in your product description. You could put milestones, highlights. For pastor, we probably put in Bishop, his little bit of his backstory. Just be like pretty much like an about section. And then we'll leave that in for the sizing. Yeah, we'll leave that in for the sizing. Won't really need this button because we're going to have that pricing below. And then we can change this around as well. This is just a static image. So if we pull this up right here, looking at this panel, we go into edit. And then this is just a static image. So you can change the image background if we wanted to change this background or panel to something else. We wanted to leave it all blank. No, but we can edit any of that.
How come we can't see what's in the left panel in the? Oh, that's just the background image.
Yeah, this is the back.
No, I'm talking about the on the right column. Never mind.
This is wall one image.
Right.
So, but most of them will be blank like this. Like this is just blank, and this just text overlay. But like this one's just a blank one. It's just a color. So like we can change the background color if we wanted. But that's just kind of the difference. If you wanted to have like a car or something else or anything showing up, you could place any image in here. So I can see we've got some defaults in here. Use one of my files, but you'll get some stock images. So I mean, they'll have a bunch of different images that can be used. Let's see if we'll find something decent for now. That'll actually fit. We'll probably end up using an image of password just if it fits. But usually a static image like that, like a profile picture, it's not going to be in the right sizing. So it's not going to fit right. But we'll go with this. And let's put in another tagline here. If I can spell. Taking you to new heights, and then use the airplane. So quick and simple. Probably should change this font coloring though. I want this. Let's just go with blue. No, that blue's not great either. Let's go a little bit darker. So easy to change colors. I'll highlight that. Come on. Leave that for now. Save that and refresh. And then the easy way to copy color, get the code here. And then we can make these the same color. More colors. Come on. Doesn't want to do it right now. I'll show you another way to do it too. But it'll usually let you. There it goes. Now I can update that. It doesn't want to do it now. Oh well, you can just reselect the same color. But those aren't dark enough, so I'll go darker. Go with that. For now, but we can always change this up later. This will at least be the start. Then we put in the information here. Move this over a little bit just for sizing. And then normally, as you can see, like each of these are different pieces, but to get something to kind of move together, we'll create a box element. So I'll show you this. So like if we want to keep this spacing and move both of these together, we create a box. So I'll show you how to do that. So go to element, and get a box. It's clear boxing. Stretch it out. Actually, get added over here. Delete that one. Size it big enough. And then we'll put both of these items inside the box, and it'll highlight when it's going in the box. So you see that highlight? So now these will both be in the box, and we can move this box, and it'll keep both of those together rather than moving them. So like once we get a spacing of something, you want to put it in a box if you want it to move together, which will likely do more like these. These are in boxes. So they're two different pieces of text, but they're in one box. So we put the box to move stuff together. And then we can set different off links, which are easy enough to do. Let's see. These will be all the social media icons. So each of these will be a different icon. We'll be able to set those. So each of these. So this is and the social media bar is what the element's called. I'll show you where it's at. But then you put their links in this. So each one of the little buttons will go to the right social media. But so if we want to add one of those,
Do you add multiple profiles to one?
not to a single button, but because it's each button is going to go to a different profile.
Okay.
Can't have two Facebook profiles on the same button. Can't tell something to go to two places. It's not possible to go to two directions at the same time. Move this up. We can clear this box. Actually, no, I'll put this with it. I'll just make that spacing together. And then this tool right here will center it on the page. So we want to make sure things are centered, especially when we get into the mobile build. So we'll leave those for now. We'll get some more information together from Pastor, but then we can go into the mobile build. So this is what a lot of other builders don't have, is the mobile building as well. So this will be the menu. Once we build a menu, which we'll build that a little bit differently, but we want that at the top. So move this up. And then here, so this should be above that. So we swap those around. And then these would just be the order. So this one's it's opposite of the image, like I'm above the images. Because people are going to be reading top down.
Right.
We'll end up changing that, adjusting it. Here's the pricing. And I'll have the buy button. We'll relabel pricing panel. But then the newsletter, subscribe there at the bottom, then all the social medias. And then we'll have that. And we'll go back. That's the tablet form. So pretty much the same. It'll match the mobile layout. So you saw how we just changed the other images above.
Right.
So the tablet form will match the mobile. But then we've got to go back to the main to actually, if we change anything else or save or anything else, so like we can change pricing panel to our products. And then if we go back, that will update on the mobile. So where it said pricing credit, now it says our products. So you would change that text because the mobile layout is just going to be what you have built on the site. You're just going to put the ordering. So you're not going to actually edit anything on here. It's like we wouldn't edit this. You're better off editing the text on the main than trying to edit it here. But you can change the colors, you can change some of the animations, but you'll want to change the texting and everything else on the main. And I'll save that. And this will be the temporary link to the site. So until he goes and purchases a domain, so they'll be able to purchase domains right in Builderall too. So this is his actual website link right now. So I'll send this over to him. And then we'll have him come over. We'll do a design phase with him. But I'll send that to him. I should pull that over here and just send it to him. I don't want to dox his information on here. All right, send that to him. So he'll get a site preview. But yeah, then you can just go to the site or copy that link. But then once we're done there, so I'll show you. where you can do all of that. Go to the home. Close that out. So if we wanted to buy a domain, so they can buy everything. They have everything in here. So if he wants to get a domain, it's already here. These are all the tools that they get. But he didn't purchase premium, so he won't have the premium tools. That's what I was trying to get him. He didn't make it in time to get the premium for the same price. He would have gotten all these tools too. But now he doesn't get these tools. So he's only got advanced, so it only goes up to here. And everybody that purchases needs to purchase advanced because they need team access to be able to do this.
Okay.
And we can't get team access unless they get an advanced plan, at least, so that we can access their account without them sharing passwords with us. They actually give us a team key to access their accounts. Can't do it from here because I'm only a team access member, but that keeps our clients secure.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have to share a password with us. They share an access key. And then they can control what is whoever accesses their website.
Mm-hmm.
If they have somebody else that ends up being a builder after us, or if they have somebody else that they want to train to manage their website, they can control it. It just keeps everything secure.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sharing passwords back and forth. You share an access key that they can turn on and off. So, but then that's how we keep that. But other than that, is the platform. Then we can build email campaigns. Anything else? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty easy to build. The funnel builder is another thing that's a little bit more advanced. We'll probably do a different video and set up for that. As well as the chat bots, depending on if he wants to do chat, but then he's going to need somebody to manage that. That's what a lot of people don't have set up if they're just getting their website started.
Right.
But yeah, we can add chat bots, live chat. So we can add an automated chat bot where you basically give it an FAQ. You build an FAQ and it'll have basically choose your own adventure type questions. So it's like, oh, here's our common questions. Here's our answers. So they can just select. That's how the chat bots are built. You basically build it all out. But other than that, we'll go through another. I'll probably try to set it up for Sunday. Go through another design phase with them.
Okay.
But nuts and bolts will be here. Template design will already be here, and then we'll just set whatever he wants from there, and actually build his information after that. So let's say this one more time. And that'll be that. And then we'll do another one. I just messaged him the preview, and then we'll see what he wants his taglines to be, and then the other information he wants to build with it.
Sounds good.
And thanks for watching.